Everything changes in the end, and organic product is no exemption for this standard. Here are 10 distinct natural products that have changed either in standing or completely. Kiwi. Many partner the kiwi with New Zealand, however truly the natural product started in China. It was just an advertising stunt that moved the credit toward the South Pacific country, which ventured to such an extreme as to change the name of the organic product being referred to. Initially, the kiwi was known as the Chinese gooseberry, which when in its unique Chinese implied the macaque organic product. Macaques are a sort of monkeys found all through Asia explicitly, and it was their adoration for the kiwi that brought about it being named after them. The reception of the kiwi by New Zealand has been alluded to as a natural commandeer, since it included seeds being brought into the nation from China, at first by Mary Isabel Fraser in 1904, who offered them to a New Zealand rancher who planted them and watched out for the tree. It was not until 1910 that the principal kiwis filled in the nation, and it was just a brief time after that that they were rebranded as kiwi fruit, in 1959. The goal of this rebranding was to free the natural product from the far less wanted gooseberries title. Obviously, kiwis got well known are as yet a staple of organic product bowls right up till the present time. Fun actuality, New Zealanders allude to themselves, and their public flying creature, as kiwis, and to the natural product solely as kiwi fruit. Blueberries. In most of berries filled in the US exist little straightforward worms. These bugs started to show up in these organic products in 2008 and are referred to researchers as Drosophilus yuzuki. These worms develop into a specific sort of natural product flies, except if eaten, obviously. Indeed, these creatures are innocuous. The worms are little and white, frequently portrayed as basically straightforward, and they just become organic product flies once the natural product has spoiled, permitting the worms inside to dip under into the dirt. They might be an issue to ranchers, yet to regular natural product pickers the worms are not an issue. They can be devoured as some other organic product can be, without issue. Eggplant. The eggplant has a rich and shifted history, during which they have appeared as a wide range of tones and sizes. While the cutting-edge eggplant is usually known to be purple, past manifestations of the natural product have been green, yellow, and white. One key contrast between the cutting edge and the previous eggplant is the way that it used to contain a somewhat unmistakable spine that ran from the lower part of the natural product to the root. This viewpoint has been deserted for comparative reasons regarding why the watermelon got more full and bigger, to take into account more food to be taken from each harvest. They used to be far rounder, like the state of a tomato, instead of being the enormous, long natural product that they are today. Apple. While large numbers of the natural products on this rundown contrast incredibly to the structure that they once took, the normal apple imparts numerous qualities to its archetype. It is in taste that it contrasts so extraordinarily, as the organic product that we routinely buy from our markets is far better than what could be found before the training of the apple. While few realities are thought about the start of this current natural product's particular timetable, one detail that has endured is the way that it once tasted unmistakably more harsh than it does today. One significant factor it partakes just the same as its archetype is the danger of its pips. Apple pips contain a compound that converts to cyanide in the human body, thus ought to be kept away from in huge amounts. Watermelon. The watermelon has not always been smooth and red once opened up. How is this known? Well, the artist Giovanni Stanchi painted a variety of fruit, including that of a freshly cut watermelon. It only takes a glance at the painting to notice that the watermelon depicted looks vastly different to the more modern versions of the fruit. This is because since the 17th century, it has been domesticated and selectively bred to produce as much food as possible. Another vital change that has occurred is the change in color from a dark shade to a brighter, more vibrant red. Through Stanchi's painting, the fruit has been perfectly preserved for hundreds of years, if only in image. Tomato. Maybe the most evident on this rundown, the tomato is the thing that has changed most definitely regarding notoriety. For a very long time, it was ordinarily known to be a vegetable, before the way that it was in reality a natural product rose to unmistakable quality. These days, the truism astuteness is realizing that a tomato is a natural product, while information is realizing not to place it in an organic product serving of mixed greens is said rather jokingly. In the 18th century, notwithstanding, the tomato was a feared organic product, known as a poison apple due to some extent to its comparable appearance to the normal family apple, in both size and shading and the influence that it had on blue bloods. It was eventually uncovered that the motivation behind why it had a particularly unfavorable impact on the high society was on the grounds that the corrosive in the tomato drew out the lead in extravagant cutlery, making the client become sick subsequent to devouring the natural product. Peach. Particular reproducing has changed the peach throughout the hundreds of years to be ordinarily bigger than they were initially. When on different occasions less than the stone at the center of a typical peach, ages of ranchers have controlled the foods grown from the ground its more good characteristics. It is said that the first peach, which is attempted to have been no bigger than a cherry, was definitely more in accordance with the flavor of a lentil than it was sweet. Durian. The durian fruit usually plays a part in many Southeast Asian dishes as well as medicines and sweets. However, it is best known for its terrible odor. In 2020, a post office in Schweinfurt, Germany, was evacuated and emergency services were called because a durian fruit sent in the post had sent the staff and customers into panic. The fruit resulted in 6 of the workers being rushed to hospital, due to the suspicion that the pungent smell was a type of dangerous gas. The fruit's unbearable quality has led to the rules being changed in the rapid mass transit in Singapore, with it being banned without exception on its underground. Durians now appear on signs forbidding smoking, food, and flammable goods. Scientists charged with researching the fruit and its peculiar nature have discovered that it is the combination of many different chemicals that produce the scent, with 4 of those chemicals being previously unknown to science. Apricot. The apricot was previously a staple of the food supplies given to troops in the Second World War, known for its capacity to cause the body to feel more full for more. After a progression of motor disappointments and specialized issues on tanks that were shipping the organic product, the apricot acquired a troublesome standing. After a short time, the organic product was not, at this point, permitted inside military vehicles, due just to the notions of the Marines who had seen such issues. The reality of the situation is, all apportions were partitioned similarly among every shipment, implying that if a tank were to separate, one would assuredly discover apricots present among the provisions. A staff sergeant, when examined concerning this notion, affirmed that it was as yet perfectly healthy, even a very long time after the Second World War. "I've gotten with around a core that you ought to failing to bring any apricots in the vehicle with you," he expressed. "Prior to kidding, I don't have a clue where the damnation you'd get apricots from in Afghanistan." Banana. Many have asked why banana-enhanced candy doesn't taste at all like a real standard banana. It is rather unmistakably more flavorful and better. The taste contrast is because of the way that bananas in the mid-20th century were somewhat extraordinary to the ones that we have today. The advanced regular banana that can be found in many stores today is a variety known as Cavendish, which rose to unmistakable quality after the Panama infection came and its growth cleared out the then famous Gros Michel banana. Numerous sorts of banana have gotten wiped out in this manner since the 19th century, with specific parasites confounding the lives of banana ranchers. However, no new episode has had as quite a bit of an effect as clearing out the Gros Michel did. In spite of the flavor of basic bananas having been diverse for over 50 years now, the confections actually have precisely the same flavor, because of them being so popular. The adjustment in taste isn't anything contrasted with what bananas once resembled, however, as they once contained enormous, hard seeds that would make eating on them definitely more troublesome than it is today. Thanks for watching my video. Don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe to my channel.